What's up, everybody? Tim Anderson here, aka Renfell. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard. If you're a returning visitor, thanks so much for your returning interest. Today, we're going to be diving into the Bloomberg report and the Kotaku article talking about the potential buyout of Ubisoft from equity firms. It's worth noting that this is just entirely rumors at this point in time, so take that with a grain of salt. We're going to be going through a couple of articles here this morning, having some discussions, so on and so forth. So if you like that kind of stuff and you are new here, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates like this in the future. And don't forget, we have a Discord. Links are down below. If you want to support the channel, you can always join as a member for as little as $3 a month, or you can join our Patreon. It's patreon.com/wandering hermits with subscription packages starting at $3 a month and going up from there. It's a great way to say thanks for the content I produce here on YouTube, and hopefully we'll see you in one of those places as a paying member as well. So this article went out on April 22nd, which I'm recording this on the 25th. So this is a few days ago now. The Kotaku article was on Saturday, so a day later. It says here the Bloomberg report says Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft draws buyout interest from Blackstone and KKR among private equity firms studying business. It does say that the French studio hasn't entered into any serious talks yet, but says it is attracting preliminary takeover interest from buyout funds, people with knowledge of the matter have said. They've been studying the French business according to the people, so again, rumors here, who asked not to be identified because the information is private. Ubisoft hasn't entered into any serious negotiations, and it's unclear whether its major shareholders willing to pursue a deal. I believe that is the Guillemot family, if that's how you pronounce their name. They're the biggest investor with a 15% stake in the company, and he's one of the co-founders, so he's been here since the beginning. But the shares of the company have fallen 41% over the past year. So it's gone down significantly over the past couple of years. I think the Kotaku article talks about the pricing. Let's go dive over to that real quick. I think they talk about the price back in, and let me find it. It might be in, yeah. If someone wanted to buy Ubisoft, they would be getting a huge discount. The stock was at $110 a share in July of 2018. Now it's at 41. That's a huge discount. This is also around the time it says, if people remember back when Vivendi attempted to have a hostile takeover in 2018, it was managed to be fended off. It's interesting to note that Vivendi did eventually sell all their shares off, I believe, in 2019. So they've completely vested their interest in the company. But people do believe that. How do you pronounce his first name? Is it Ives? Yves? I don't really know. Um, he's been in it for 35 years, so people are assuming that he's looking for a strategy at this point to exit and just retire finally. Ubisoft was founded in 1986 by five brothers from the Guillemot family. The family shares have been battered over the past few years amidst concerns over delayed launches and lowered productivity levels compared to peers. There's also um, a whole bunch of issues with corrupt and leadership and sexual allegations and a whole bunch of other controversies have plagued the company in recent years, which has additionally added to the failure of their stock falls. Um, I do think, though, it's important, and this is the point where I want to have a little bit of a conversation with people. You know, I think that Ubisoft has some really good franchises under its belt, not the least of which is the Assassin's Creed franchise. Let's look here what they've got. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, here's all the litigation stuff. I'm trying to look at, we've got so many games here, but in recent years, oh man, canceled titles. That's unfortunate. But we got a ton of titles in here. This game company has been putting out, the studio has been putting out titles for a very long time. You got the Division 2, Watch Dogs, the Assassin's Creed series, Rainbow Six series, just a ton of really good games. I don't play the Just Dance, but I know they've got that. The Avatar, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which I am looking forward to. That's one of my anticipated titles. We've got a remake of The Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Excuse me, another Division um, title or expansion coming out, more Assassin's Creed, Beyond Good and Evil 2, the long delayed Skull and Bones project, Splinter Cell series. I mean, there's just a ton of really, really, really good content coming out from this studio over the years, and it would be unfortunate if they sold to an to an equity firm because while occasionally it's pretty rare, but occasionally a takeover by or a buyout by an equity firm can be a good thing. In most cases, when an equity firm takes over, they're looking at it from a money making perspective, which means we want to buy it, sell off all the assets, and make as much money as possible because we think that we can buy it on the cheap, sell it high, make money on it, and we don't really care about the future of the company beyond the profit margins. And if the Guillemot family, if he's looking to get out after 35 years in the industry, he may just not give a shit anymore. He may just be thinking, you know what, I've put 35 years in. The industry's changed. You know, people seem to only be complaining, complaining, complaining in recent years. They don't like anything we do. They don't buy our games like they used to. I'm done. I'm old. I want to retire. And he just might not care about legacy or anything else because he might have a big enough windfall. Because if the company does sell, I think it's worth 5.2 billion, I think is what it said. At the current, where's it at here? Yeah. Shares have fallen, but its market value as of this article was 5.2 billion US or 4.8 billion euros, and he gets 15% of that. So out of curiosity, because I can't do math off the top of my head, um, he would be getting five, one, two, one, two, done. Oops. Apparently I can't do math either. And that'd be, I need to add a couple more zeros. There we go. Right? I think that's right. No, that's not right. I can't do math. This is hilarious. All right. Times 15%. I needed to add some more zeros. He'd be getting a huge, is my math right? $780 million? dollars. I may have screwed the math up on that, but either way, he's getting a huge payout. Don't trust me for the math, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not awake yet. um, but he'd be getting a huge payday, and so he may just be looking at that and going, "I'm out. I'm done. I'm gonna get my paycheck and I'm gonna bail." Now, it's not always the case, but I remember when Daybreak when Sony Online Entertainment got sold off to the equity firm and became Daybreak Games, it shattered their reputation and inevitably led to, in my mind, a sinking ship scenario. Now it has sort of stabilized, and EG7 came back in and bought them out, and EG7 is a games company who's more interested in actually fixing the holes, patching the ship, and restructuring it and getting it floating again, and also building a new fleet. It appears they've invested heavily in um, Dungeons and Dragons Online, Lord of the Rings Online. They've got Magic the Gathering Online coming. The EverQuest franchise, supposedly rumored, and EverQuest 3 in development. So it's not always a bad thing when there's a takeover like this, but the way it's looking right now with the share prices having fallen so dramatically over the past few years, and just the constant sexual assault allegations and all this other stuff, it's not looking good for Ubisoft no matter how you want to play it out. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so if you want to discuss that, let me know below. Interestingly enough, when asked for a comment, a spokesperson for Ubisoft sent Kotaku the following statement: "We don't comment on rumors or speculation. Ubisoft has unmatched creative and production capacities with more than 20,000 talented people collaborating around the global studios on game development. Thanks to them and our long-term approach and appetite for taking creative risks, we have built some of the industry's strongest proprietary brands and have many promising new brands and projects on the horizon. We also have one of the industry's deepest and most diversified portfolios, cutting edge services and technologies, and a large and growing community of engaged players. As a result, we are ideally positioned to capitalize on the rapid industry growth and platform opportunities that are emerging right now." Which is a very kind of rubber stamp, boilerplate response from a company spokesperson because it's basically saying, nothing to see here, everything's going normal, we're an awesome company, you should totally invest in us and not let that price sink any further. I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, good or bad. Drop them down in the comment section below. If you did like this video, do me a favor, Like it, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And if you like this content, I would love to ask you, please subscribe here on YouTube as a member. It's $3 a month. You can also join over at Patreon for $3 a month. There's lots of cool stuff over on the Patreon. There's lots of cool stuff for subscribers, for members here on YouTube. And it's a great way of saying thanks for the content I produce, and it helps me pursue my goals of full-time YouTube production above and beyond what I do as an indie game developer. So, if you want to help make that happen, I would love it if you did. Hit that member button, hit that join button, or go over to patreon.com/wandering hermits and join there. It's that world. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. 5th edition tabletop setting. We've got a book series. We've got a point and click adventure game. A lot of cool stuff happening there. Join our Discord, gaming community. All those links are down below. I'll see everybody in the next episode. Until then, stay safe.